already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Brave Lee's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then. Where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello. You. Welcome into another edition of Brainley's virtual tour live. Glad to have all of you here. It's April Fool's Day, but this tour, and this stream is not a joke. Oh, no. But before we get to Melody, Cherie Rogers, and Nick Cannon, we have another M to talk about, Megan Thee Stallion. As you know, we always reflect where the culture is from this space right here, right now. And for those of you who don't know, we talked about this morning that Megan Thee Stallion had to be pulled mid-show from Moulin Rouge, and there's an update. We're going to get to that update, and then we are going to have that conversation about Nick Cannon and Melody, Melody Cherie Rogers. So with that being said, let's get to it. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is, hey, everybody. So I got the update while I was at work. So we're going to get to that update because I know there's a lot of Megan fans that are worried, that are concerned, and that are praying for Megan to be okay. Let's get to that, and then we're going to get to that conversation with Nick Cannon and Melody Cherie Rogers. Here we go, everybody. Hey, Axel, welcome in. Glad to have you here. One moment here. Okay, here we go. So from MediaTakeout.com, everybody, here we go. Megan Thee Stallion rushed to hospital. Here's tea on mystery illness. Now, this was not a illness, everybody. I just want y'all to know that. But this is the headline that Media Takeout has put out. Megan Thee Stallion rushed to hospital mid-performance. A Moulin Rouge star collapses on stage. Details. Here's the official statement from a spokesperson for Megan Thee Stallion. On Tuesday evening, Megan was transported to a local hospital to undergo a medical evaluation after experiencing concerning symptoms. Doctors ultimately identified extreme exhaustion, dehydration, vasoconstriction, and low metabolic levels as the cause of her symptoms. Megan has since been treated, discharged, and is now resting. She has been treated, discharged, and now is resting. She has been treated, discharged, and now is resting. Megan is incredibly grateful for the present well wishes from her supporters and is looking forward to resuming her role at Zitler on Moulin on Moulin Rouge on Thursday. Media takeout has some terrifying news coming out of the theater district tonight. Our favorite hot girl, Megan Thee Stallion, was just rushed to a Manhattan hospital after a medical emergency stopped a sold-out performance of Moulin Rouge musical right in its tracks. The Houston hottie made history just last week as the first female lead to take on the iconic role of Zitler, but it looks like the grueling Broadway schedule may have taken a devastating toll on her health. So there's Megan there. That was opening night there. The Current just dropped fans in a panic, according to multiple sources in the Hirschfield Theater. The show was abruptly halted during the first act after Megan began showing signs of severe distress on stage. Eyewitnesses tell me to take out that the energy shifted instantly from high glitz glamour to pure panic. She was in the middle of a number. You could tell something was wrong. One shaken fan told us she looked dizzy. Then a stage manager literally ran out. They dropped the curtain and told us all to stay in our seats. It was silent for 10 minutes before sirens arrived. The hospital watched Keon Derek asked for press. The situation moved from concerning to critical when Megan's longtime hairstylist and close friend Keon Derek posted a heartbreaking update to his Instagram story from what appeared to be a waiting room. Everyone say a prayer for Megan. We are all at the hospital, Keon wrote, sending the highs into a worldwide tailspin. A representative for the production confirmed the news shortly after, saying that Megan experienced severe symptoms. It was promptly transported to a local medical center for evaluation. The show must go on, a bit of appeal for fans and a move that many in the audience found cold. The production actually resumed about 45 minutes later, but with Megan understudy in the role. While Broadway protocol usually dictates the show must go on, fans were reportedly too distraught to enjoy the rest of the performance, with many seen crying in the lobby. Oh my God, I can relate to that, because here's the thing, right? Even though we don't know Megan, even though we really don't know any of these celebrities, when people have put in the time, energy, and commitment into something, and you have a chance to be a part of it, and you feel like there's nothing you can do, people do carry their emotions on their sleeve, right? So I'm not mad at those fans. I don't have any hate for those fans. I don't even have a mindset to like give out any energy of like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because that they're just being human. They care about somebody and they're showing that, right? Is the grind breaking her? Inside Media takeout that Megan has been pushing herself to the absolute limit between Hot Girl Summer Prep, her upcoming album, and the insane stamina required for 8 shows a week on Broadway. Those close to her say she hit a wall. She's been doing 16-hour days, a source whispered, rehearsals with a coach in the gym. She wanted this role to be perfect, but your body can only take so much. We're just hoping it's extreme exhaustion and nothing more serious. A career high interrupted. This health scare comes at the peak of Megan's career. Her run in Moulin Rouge has been the talk of the Tony season, with critics praising her theatrical gravity and powerhouse vocals. But as we see with many stars who pick the stage, the transition from rap star to Broadway legend is a physical marathon. We are sending all our love, and prayers to these guys tonight. Please slow down, Meg. The world needs you healthy first, and amen to that. So here is Megan Thee Stallion's response right here. This was posted to her Facebook. Right here. Last night was a real wake-up call for me. I've been pushing myself past my limits lately, running on empty, and my body finally said enough. It honestly scared me. I thought I was going to faint on stage. I really tried to push through my performance, but I just couldn't. Highs, I want to be real with y'all because you mean everything to me. I hate letting y'all down with the sad face emoji. I just need one day to rest and take care of myself the way I should have been. I'll be right back on that stage Thursday, stronger, clearer, and ready to give you 100% the way you deserve. Thank you for always riding with me and loving me through everything. The Megan Thee Stallion, rather. So glad that she is a-okay. That can be tragic on anybody's body. Okay, so yes, indeed. Now, I'm gonna play this Chicas Diversas Tequila, and then we're gonna come back because this conversation, I'm just gonna say this right now. This conversation that we're about to have There is nobody that's going to have the capacity, capability, comprehension of the brain cells to form a brain to understand the weight of this conversation, to understand the magnitude of why this conversation needs to be had, and to be able to execute the assignment. We'll be back right after this. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Roll.
Where are the girls that like to have fun? Chicas. Where are the girls that like to have fun? Chicas. Where are the girls that like to have fun? Chicas. Where are the girls that like to have fun? Chicas. Where are the girls that like to have fun? I'm a fun girl, very fun girl, see a shot, take a shot, never run girl. I'm a fun girl, very fun girl, see a shot, take a shot, never run girl. Take a shot, never run, girl. I'm a fun girl, very fun girl, see a shot, take a shot, never run, girl. C-H-I-C-A-S, 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 C-H-I-C-A-S. Chicas, divertidas. Where are the girls that like to have fun? Chicas.
Well, we're a good gang of people that like to have fun. Welcome back into Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. So let me go on the big screen, because I truly believe that the best way to show love is to be honest, true, and sincere. Now, somebody said we need to pick our battles. Now, it's funny that after that conversation, T-Boz came out in an unaired interview from a radio station or some platform and said my team, my bandmate, my team member voted for him. But silence on the follow-up. A real content creator, a real journalist, a real artist is about accountability, integrity, and responsibility. But hey, everybody got the right to move the way they want to. Now, I said that this conversation is going to be from a media point of view, a cultural point of view, and a relational point of view. So with that being said, I just want to bless this tour, this live stream, and this show with a word from a bishop. Let's get to it.
Let the world know, if it had not been for the Lord.
Sorry, y'all. Now, I told Bishop Jakes to be on time for this.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret and let the world know, if it had not been for the Lord that was on my side, I would have been, I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you were at your wit's end? That is my point of view. Because my point of view in the Easter story is relational.
Let's have a relational conversation about Nick Cannon and Melody Cherie Rogers. Here we go, everybody. And like I said, I give love, grace, and space to everybody. But within that love, grace, and space, I also say what needs to be said. And sometimes it's the quiet part turned all the way up. But just know, sound equals purpose. Noise equals attention. This is coming from a space of sound, a space of concern, but most of all, a space of intellectually wanting to really be about, can we call people out so we can call them up to be better, because we know that there is more to come than what has been. Let's get to it. From Lee Bailey's EUR Web, Melody Cherie and Nick Cannon team up for the Midnight Collection. Here we go. Former reality TV star and serial entrepreneur Melody Cherie is making waves with her highly successful beauty and skincare line, 7th Avenue Beauty, on Wednesday, February 11th. On that day, she is taking things up another notch with a hot new collaboration with media and business mogul Nick Cannon. The Midnight Collection, where Southern Belle meets West Coast Cool, is a collaboration stemming from Melody's background as a Southern Belle raised on grace, hospitality, and the kind of elegance that resides in your bones, not just your closet. Nick Cannon, on the other hand, represents the West Coast through and through. However, his roots, they run deep in the South. The two connected and realized right away the magic in blending Southern sophistication with West Coast confidence. The result is the Midnight Collection, magic in a bottle that pays homage to where you're from while building where you're going. The collection launching during a major 8-hour TikTok live on February 11th, 2 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Pacific, which will be 3 p.m. East Coast time, and 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, featured luxury perfume body oils for men and the Midnight Soap Collection, luxury soaps that will transform daily rituals into an experience. Let's keep going. I'm excited to announce the Midnight Collection collaboration with Melody Rogers of 7th Avenue Beauty. Said can this luxury all-natural soap and perfume body oil line represents the intersection of West Coast innovation and Southern heritage, two powerful forces in Black culture. Melody is an incredible entrepreneur who understands the importance of authenticity in business. Together, we've created something that celebrates the full spectrum of who we are as a people. This is Black-owned, Black-created excellence, and I'm proud to bring it to the world. Melody Cherie shares Cannon's enthusiasm and is eager to see how the new products will be received by fans and supporters. It's first quarter Universal Year 1, and I literally am blessed to collaborate with Nick Cannon. He successfully built a billion-dollar empire and has shown us all that his business acumen is undefeated. And with hard work and dedication, you become unstoppable. Reality TV showed one version of my life, the drama, the struggles, the public battles. This collaboration shows another version, the strategist, the entrepreneur, the woman who turned pain into empire. The Midnight Collection is my statement. I'm not defined by what I survived. I'm defined by what I'm building, and I'm just getting started. Tune in for the drop of the Midnight Collection on TikTok Live from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Time, which will be 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. on that day, February 11th. For more information and to stay abreast of all things 7th Avenue Beauty, visit 7theavenuebeauty.net and follow Melody Cherie on Instagram at Melody Cherie or TikTok at Melody Cherie 11. So that was the launch of the collection. Now, very recently, I was about to say recently, but very recently, Nick Cannon did an interview with Amber Rose. So we're going to break this all the way down. And I want you to keep in mind, I'm not defined by what I'm building. I'm defined by what I'm building, rather. I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. I want you to keep that statement right here, because that statement is going to drive this tour, this show, and this live stream tonight. Here we go. from Variety.com. Nick Cannon calls the Democrat Party the party of the Triple K and says, I uck with the president. Nick Cannon calls the Democratic Party the party of the Triple K and says, I uck with the president. Nick Cannon calls the Democratic Party the party of the Triple K and says, I uck with the president. Let's continue. Nick Cannon let his politics be known on a recent episode of his web talk show, Big Drive via TMZ. We will play that clip here in just a minute, during which he called the Democrat Party the party of the Triple K after his guest model, Amber Rose. That's what she does now? Okay. Said that Democrats don't care about people of color and Republicans do. Cannon replied, I agree with you 100%. People don't know that the Democrats are the party of the Triple K. Let's continue. People don't know that the Republicans are the party that freed the slaves. I mean, both of you and I have some conservative views. You're just a little bit more outspoken than I am. And honestly, I don't subscribe to either party. I rock with W.E. Du Bois when he said there's no such thing as two parties, just one evil party with two different names. When discussing 47 second term, Cannon enthusiastically said, motherfucker's cleaning house and is doing what he said he was gonna do. That's what Nick Cannon said. Cannon enthusiastically said, motherfucker's cleaning house and is doing what he said he's gonna do. Motherfucker's cleaning house and is doing what he said he was gonna do. Remember that quote. Remember that quote. Remember that quote. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. Like I said, this conversation is from a media point of view, a cultural point of view, and a relational point of view. Okay? Let's keep going. We got the Gulf of America now, Cannon added. He's like the club. He's charging a $5 million bottle service fee to get into the country. While factions of the Democratic Party were responsible for the rise of the Triple K right after the Civil War, it's not widely believed that the entirety of the party endorsed the formation of the white emissist group. Cannon was partially right about the history of Republicans. The party was founded in the early 50s by anti-slavery activists. In 1861, Abraham Lincoln, a member of the Republican Party, signed the Emancipation Proclamation and freed all slaves living in non-Union states. And then, of course, Juneteenth, where Galveston, Texas, was the last known city where the slaves were finally free. And that's why we have Juneteenth. You know your history. However, it wasn't until the House of Representatives. However, it wasn't until the House of Representatives passed the 13th Amendment in 1865, which was later ratified by a state majority, that slavery was abolished in the United States. Like that quote said from Melody Cherie, I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. Keep that quote right up here. Like I said, this is from a media, cultural, and relational point of view. I'm actually giving Melody a lot of love, grace, and space here. Like I said, I'm having the conversation here because I know it's not going to happen anywhere else, because I'm going to take you from A to Z on why the weight, the magnitude, and the frequency of this needs to matter to Melody Cherie. Let's keep going.
part of the Republican Party.
That's right. Former Democrat, former liberal.
Yeah.
I was a liberal Democrat my whole life.
Is that because the bag has got so intense and so heavy that you had a whole nother, you up there with the elite now? Or?
Not even close. Not even close. Democrats don't care about black people.
Okay,
and they don't care about people. They don't care about people of color. And the Republicans do. And that's the misconception.
And you know what? I agree with you 100%.
Thank you,
People
man.
don't know that the Democrats is the party of the KKK.
Yep.
People don't know that the Republicans are the party that freed the slaves.
Yep.
I mean, both of you and I have some conservative views. You just a little more outspoken about it than I am. And I honestly don't subscribe to neither party. I rock with W.E.B. Du Bois when he said there's no such thing as two parties. It's just one evil party with two different names. So
yeah, I mean, look, I listen, I'm not married to any party.
Right.
I voted for Donald Trump because we had two options and he was definitely by far the better option for us. And as of now, I agree with a lot of things that he's doing.
Well, but cleaning house.
Yeah.
He doing what he said he was
guess
gonna
what? If there's a time where I don't agree, I'll say I don't agree.
Yeah. We got the Gulf of America now.
Period.
He charging, he's like the club. He's charging a $5 million bottle service fee to get into the country.
I know. Listen. But guess what?
I wanted that whole clip to play to have how many children that are all black in some shape, form, or fashion, because we know that he is from the dark chocolate to the caramel, right? To have all those children, to have people like myself and many other 90s kids watch them on Nickelodeon, from All That, the youngest cast member ever to be on All That, the Nick Cannon Show, chairman of Team Nick, everything in between. I think sometimes people think that because they are here, right, that they can never be brought down, be leveled, and have to be handled for what they say. What do I always say? Princes and princesses do anything for attention. Kings and queens do something for a purpose. Let's continue the conversation. Why Nick Cannon claimed he was too broke to vote during the 2016 election. This is from Showbiz Cheat Sheet. Shout out to them. Nick Cannon has stirred headlines with a new wave of outspoken political commentary in 2026. During a recent episode of his web series, The Big Drive, Cannon emphasized that he doesn't subscribe to Democrats or Republicans, echoing the idea that the system is fundamentally flawed. And he simultaneously declared, I uck with the president. I uck with the president. I uck with the president. That's what Nick Cannon said. While applauding the president's leadership and policies, this isn't the first time that Cannon has gone political and made divisive political statements. Here's what he previously said about being too broke to vote during the 2016 presidential election. Nick Cannon previously said he's too broke to vote during the 2016 presidential election. Sorry, everybody. That was my sister. Love her very much. Let's go to this video right here for a minute. In the music video, Too Broke to Vote, Nick Cannon expresses deep illusionment with the American political and economic system. Through his lyrics, he critiques the lack of genuine representation and the struggles of everyday people, arguing that the system is designed to favor the wealthy while ignoring the needs of the marginalized. Key themes and criticisms highlight in the video. Disenfranchisement. Nick Cannon highlights the feeling of being too broke to vote, suggesting that many people feel ignored by both major political parties and see the process as an exercise in futility. Systematic inequality. He references historical and ongoing injustices, including the 13th Amendment and the historical classification of African Americans as 3/5 of men, to argue that the current government continues to fail minority communities. Economic struggle. Cannon emphasizes that his primary concern is financial survival rather than political pageantry, criticizing how politicians prioritize wars over feeding the homeless. Political skepticism. He compares voting to picking out which pal you will get palled with, and dismisses the distinction between Republicans and Democrats as confusing distraction. Proposed solution. Ultimately, Cannon suggests that the political system is beyond repair through standard means. He concludes by proposing a radical approach, returning the country to its original owners, the Native Americans. Now, nothing wrong with what he's saying, right? This was Native Americans' land first. That's why a lot of people don't celebrate Thanksgiving. They celebrate Indigenous Day, right? I think the problem is that when you say that you're too broke to vote, but you are in a position where problems become inconveniences, but your fan base, your consumer base, and the demographics of who you're trying to reach, they can't afford to be broke to vote. You may think it's political pageantry, but not caring about who we vote for has led to what you fuck with. Not caring about who we vote for has led to who you fuck with. Not caring about who you vote for has led to us with who you fuck with, Nick Cannon. Let's keep going. Like I said, this is a very media, cultural, and relational show, live stream, and tour. Let's keep going. Nick Cannon's 2026 political statements are far from his first. During a 2016 interview with the Breakfast Club, he announced how he's too broke to vote during the presidential election. He also created a spoken word piece with the same name the Masked Singer host didn't mean financially. Instead, he felt that he let power and economic control. Cannon argued that voting for the next U.S. president doesn't fix deeper structural inequality. Cannon echoed these ideas during an interview with Nicholas Ballsy in Washington, D.C. Everybody gets excited about the mindset. Oh, you gotta vote, Cannon said at the time. But do you really understand what you're voting for? This is coming from the person who said, I uck with the president and motherfuckers cleaning the house and doing what he said he's going to do. You the one who can say that, but you said this. But do you really understand what you're voting for? But do you really understand what you're voting for? Do you really understand what you're voting for? You said that, but you said, I fuck with the president. And motherfuckers cleaning house. And he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Motherfuckers cleaning house. And he's doing exactly what he's going to said. Is doing exactly what he said he's going to do, right? That's what you said. But you said you really understand what you're voting for. But you fuck with the president. Like I said, this is a very media, cultural, and relational show tour live stream. Let's keep going. Especially when it's on the executive level. I'm a strong believer in making sure that you embrace your community. Very, very, very interesting. And you start that process there, educating yourself on what the policy is in your own community that affects you directly. I think a lot of times we get caught up in the election years when it comes to the pageantry of who the president is going to be. Cannon knows that when he talks to people regularly, when you talk to people regularly, do you mean people like me? Or do you mean people like Kevin Hart? Because the struggles I face and the struggles that Kevin Hart faces are completely different phases. Or are you talking to a mom that has to work 3 jobs and understanding that struggle and figuring out how to utilize that to help the community? Or are you talking to Melody about what she's struggling through? Like I said, it's a very media, cultural, and relational live stream show and tour. Let's keep going. Okay. You heard the sentiment of, I'm not worried about voting. I'm worried about getting a job. I'm not worried about voting. I'm worried about getting a job. I'm not worried about voting. I'm worried about getting a job. He understood that while many people disagreed with his too broke to vote idea, he said it created a conversation. Just like this conversation of, I fuck with the president. That's creating conversation. But do you understand who you're voting for, especially at the executive level? This is what you said. I'm just utilizing your words, bro. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I just want people to educate themselves in the process and not get caught up in the fanfare or the popularity contest. He continued. Additionally, can clarify that he's certainly not against voting. I want people to exercise their right, your God-given right, but you know what you're doing. He continued. You know, I wonder when he talked about being reduced to 3/5 of a person. Does he know about the polling tax that black people have to pay for? Does he know that when people tried to read, they got handled disrespectfully? That's why they always say if you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in a book. People died so we can vote. And the women's suffrage movement, that was for white women, not for black women. Know your history. The Masked Singer host says he backs President 47 in 2026. Let's continue. In 2026, Nick Cannon sparked fresh controversy after sitting down with Amber Rose on his web series, The Big Drive, where the conversation quickly turned political and unexpectedly pro-47. During the candidate exchange, Cannon, who has long claimed he doesn't align with either party, agreed with Rose's criticism of the Democrats. Democrats don't care about black people. They don't care about people of color, and Republicans do. And that's the misconception, Rose said. I agree with you 100%, Cannon noted. People don't know that the Democrats are the party of the Triple K. People don't know that the Republicans are the party that freed the slaves. Cannon added that both he and Rose share conservative views, noting that both political parties are evil. You're just a little bit more outspoken than I am. He continued, honestly, I don't subscribe to either party. I rock with W.E. Du Bois when he said there's no such thing as two parties. It's one evil party with two different names. And praise 47. We got the Gulf of America now. The comedian continued. 47 is like a club. He's charging a $5 million bottle service fee to get into the country. I uck with the president. I uck with the president. I uck with the president. Sir, if you, I, and everybody else who is black and minority were kicked out of the country, do you know that you will have to pay that $5 million bottle service fee to get back into the country, Nick Ann? Let me say that two more times. Do you know that if myself, you, Melody Cherie, and everybody who's a black and minority were kicked out of this country right now, we would be immigrants, and you and I and Melody and everybody else will have to pay a $5 million bottle service fee? One more time for the one more time, because I don't think y'all get it. This is a media, cultural, relational show, live stream, and tour. If I, you, Melody Cherie, and everybody else who was a black and minority got kicked out the country and we had to go through immigration for citizenship, even though all of us are U.S. citizens, you, Melody, me, everybody would be paying that $5 million bottle service fee. But you fuck with the president. You fuck with the president. You fuck with the president, right? Or in other words, as some people say, we gotta pick our battles. And that's okay to choose differently. You know, some people really ride the fence because they don't know how to be off the fence and stand for something. Some people like to use metaphors and this, that, and the third because they don't know how to utilize their own voice to be about something. And are you really saying that you're a Republican by not recognizing the pain of everybody? Just that way you can have a platform like Candace Owens, who Candace Owens recently said that the president was a coward. For Candace Owens to say the president was a coward when she put support behind him, that says a lot. Let's keep it going. Like I said, I know this conversation ain't gonna be had on no other platform. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Previously, Rose told Maxim in January 2025 that she was canceled for supporting 47. His supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. No, that's not true. He cares if you have power and cultural capital. Because if he can take from you, he gains more. But the problem is when he gains more, your existence is eviscerated. The best way I can describe this, there's a black man. I think y'all may know the picture. There's a black man on a table, chained up, and they are scraping the American flag out of him. That's what Nick Cannon is going through right now. That's what Nicki Minaj is going through right now. That's what Amber Rose is going through right now. That's what Chili's going through right now. That's what Kanye West is going through. That's what Waka Flocka Flame is going through right now. They're being great from the president of the United States for the cultural capital and the wealth that they have so he could continue hurting your own people. Let me say that 2 more times. Y'all are being raped by the president of the United States of America socially for your financial capital and your social capital. He can keep abusing your own people. One more time. Those people I just mentioned, they're being raped by the president of the United States for your financial capital and your social capital so he can keep abusing your own people. Think about how deep that is. Let's keep going. It's all love. These are my people. This is where I belong. He said during the election I was canceled. Now all the naysayers, they are quiet. They see he's already changed our country for the better. So Amber Rose, you have a daughter with Wiz Khalifa, right? If your daughter got powdered by ICE in the middle of the day, would that be changing our country for the better? I don't think so. If your daughter got raped in the New York City dressing room like E. Jean Carroll did, would that be changing our country for the better? If your grandma was in Section 8 housing and got kicked out because of the color of her skin, would that be changing our country for the better? Let's continue. And I don't wish that on Amber Rose's child. I don't wish that for her grandmother. I don't wish that for any of Amber Rose's family and friends. I don't wish that for Nick Cannon's family members and friends. But we got to make it personal so we can understand the magnitude of the mental fortitude of the reason why some things allow to live, like the hellish energy we have, is because we don't be about being on purpose and say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done, and move how we need to get to that heaven that we so much ask for. Let's go. Now, I mentioned Nick Cannon's Big Drive show. Something recently just came out. Something else came out of that interview, rather. Let's go with this. From MediaTakeout.com. Amber Rose said white people should be allowed to say the N-word. Amber Rose said white people should be allowed to say the N-word. Amber Rose said white people should be allowed to say the N-word. So does that mean a white person can say the N-word to your child or your children, Amber Rose? It's different when it hits home, doesn't it? Let's continue. Amber Rose is still trending online for comments she made about race and politics during an appearance on Nick Cannon's Big Drive series. During the conversation, Rose argued that white people should be allowed to say the N-word in certain contexts. White people should be able to say N-A, Rose said, because when you really stop giving a fuck about being stupid, dumb ass fucking words will stop killing each other. Hey Janelle, boy, good to see you, my friend. I'm gonna say that 2 more times. White people, this is Amber Rose words, right? White people should be able to say N-A, Rose said, because when you really stop giving a fuck about stupid, dumb ass fucking words, we'll stop killing each other. White people should be able to say N-A, Rose said, because when you really stop giving a fuck about stupid, dumb ass fucking words, we'll stop killing each other. You know, Amber Rose, sometimes we kill each other by the behavior we move with, not just a pal. I'm gonna say it 2 more times. Sometimes we kill each other based on our behavior, on how we move with each other. Sometimes we kill each other based on the behavior of how we relate with each other. See, the problem with Amber Rose is she's a princess that will say anything for attention, not recognizing that this statement that she made now allows white people to call her children the N-word, her mother the N-word, her father the N-word, her grandmother, her grandpa, her sister, her brother, her niece, her cousins, her nephews. When she also said this, they now have the right to give you N-word energy when it comes to business deals, because we know that there is systematic racism. Well, some do more than others. We already know if you're black and you go into a store that you don't look like the part, you get followed around, right? See how this is just bigger than just Melody Cherie Rogers? But Melody's got a very important piece to this thing. Let's keep going. She continued by distinguishing between different uses of the word. You know, if somebody is saying the hard R is pointing at you, it's very different than rap lyrics, or just saying that's my N. She said, we're all smart enough to know what's right and wrong. Ooh, Lord Jesus. Well, we're all smart enough to know what's right and wrong. We're all smart enough to know what's right and wrong. Some more than others. So why are we creating so much damage and meaning behind it? Let's see, Amber Rose. Do you know about blackface? You know that black people were not able to be on TV. I'm sorry, my son. Remember that Key and Peele skit? I'm sorry for getting your blueberry pies. Oh, I talked to my coworkers about this situation. I said, this live stream, this show, and this tour. I said, they are going to lose it when I break this conversation all the way down. I'm about to bring it around town. I'm about to make a loop-de-loop and pull and make your shoes look cool. I'm about to show you what happens when the earth breaks, the air is in control, fire is all around you, and the water can choke you to death in just a moment. Let's keep going.
I mean, if he
White people should be able to say nigga.
So,
and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, shit.
Because no one, when you really stop giving a fuck about stupid, dumbass words, will stop killing each other. And Nick, it's very different. you know, if it says the hard R and they're pointing at you, it's very different than rap lyrics or saying, oh, that's my nigga, that's my homie.
Right.
You
if
know?
somebody's using a term as a derogatory term,
But we know that.
Hurt, you know the difference between somebody just saying
we're all
a rap
smart
lyric.
enough. We're all smart enough to know what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
So why are we putting so much damage and pain behind? I let my kids curse. They have freedom of speech.
Right.
Why live in America if you don't have freedom of speech? And I let my kids do that. Now, do they say, mommy, fuck you? No.
They bet not.
Do they say, mommy, you're a bitch? No.
Right.
They know what's right and wrong. So at the end of the day, who cares? I've seen white people say nigga, but they're saying it amongst their peers.
They say it real quietly.
Well, mostly their black friends.
Right. They say it in the car when.
So let me give you a story real quick, Amber. Since you say your kids don't say fuck you, mom, or mom, you're a bitch, right? Kevin Hart's son was on punishment for a minute. And because he was on punishment, you know what happens when you're on punishment as a kid? Your phone gets taken away. Stuff gets taken away, right? Kevin Hart needed the password to the phone. And guess what? Kevin Hart said, fuck you. Nigga, what the fuck you say to me? Fuck you. What you fuck you. Boy, I'm gonna no, Dad, the password is fuck you. That's a real story from Kevin Hart. You know that strategy? If you're mama's boy, you go your mama to get what you want because, you know, dad says no. Or if you're daddy's girl, you go with daddy because mommy said no. Kids are very intelligent. They're very witty and they're very clocked in. So while your kids may not say that, there's going to come a day where they're going to cross that line because you allowed the green light. Let's keep going. Rose says she believes the two major parties are viewed differently than they should be. Democrats don't care about people of color, and the Republicans do, she said. As previously reported by MTO News, when you check out news, Cannon also went viral for his comments about the Democrats and Republicans. People don't know that the Democrats are the party of the Triple K. People don't know that Republicans are the party that freed the slaves, he said. Cannon later praised for his son, saying he fucks with the president. He fucks with the president. He fucks with the president. Adding, motherfuckers cleaning house and doing what he said he's going to do. Motherfuckers cleaning house and he's doing what he said he's going to do. Motherfuckers cleaning house and doing what he said he's going to do. I got one more video and then I'm about to bring it back around to Melody Cherie Rogers in just a minute.
I want to talk about what Nick Cannon said about the KKK and the Democratic Party, because I'm not here to bash Nick Cannon, but I'm here to correct Nick Cannon. And Nick, I hope you received this very, very well. In the late 1800s, Southern Democrats were absolutely the party of the KKK, 100%. They believed in slavery. They wanted black people to remain slaves and have no rights. In the North, the Republicans, the party of Lincoln, had abolitionists and people wanted people that wanted to have see black people have rights. That is the truth. But here's the part that everybody leaves out. In the 1960s, Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Those two pieces of legislation drove the majority of the racists out of the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. And that's the shift in the part that everybody leaves out, because that was a huge political shift in this country. And what that's called is party realignment, right? Where the ideas of a political party switch. Political parties are not static. They can change over time and the ideas can shift. And so that was a huge shift in the Republican and Democratic Party. After that, the racists tend to lean more conservative and be part of the Republican Party. And the Democrats now in the South, when segregation was gone, still contained a large number of Black people that voted Democrat. So, Nick, what you said is partly correct, but it's not all the truth. And when celebrities and public figures get online and say these types of things, you think that you're just saying, information that you're dropping, but you're also a megaphone yourself. You are, in a sense, a media platform. And a lot of people hear that and they see that and run with it. So, yes, the Ku Klux Klan was strongly Democratic and conservative. It shifted when Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act of 1964 and 5. The majority of the racists left the party and went to the Republicans. And here we are now. So please, guys, just continue to read everything, all the information. Don't take sound bites and just believe things for yourself. But yeah, we got to do better.
Thank you, Isaac Hayes III, to you. Now, let's loop this thing back around to Melody Cherie Rogers. Melody, I got a question for you, gorgeous. And I know that there's some of your friends, some of them that you brought them to a music festival to hear you out. Some of them you brought to your home to interview. They won't have a fifth quarter or a half of the capacity, capability, comprehension of brain cells to form a brain, to have this conversation, to have this dialogue, and to execute this assignment about what I'm about to say to you. Are you going to continue that collaboration with Nick Cannon after he said he fucks with the president and motherfuckers cleaning house and doing exactly what he's going to do? Because, see, here's the thing. I never said that Melody Cherie Rogers ascribes to what Nick Cannon thinks. But because of what happened to Chili, right? Everybody's like, hold on a second. You did 17 donations? And what ends up happening when a person makes a decision? Everybody else, 6 degrees of separation, 6 degrees of bacon. You are guilty by association. So while you may not believe that, Melody Cherie, people have the right, not saying it's right, but people have the right to accuse you of being guilty by association. Because when Nick Cannon said that, he's basically saying, I fuck with ICE deleting people in the middle of the day. I fuck with a president that raped a 13-year-old girl, judged the vulva and tightness of the vagina, and forced young ladies to perform fellatio on him. When Nick Cannon said, I fuck with the president, he's saying, I fuck with the president raping. No. Tay-T, disrespectfully, I said this is a media, cultural, and relational point of view live, okay? And at Tay-T, I do all the time. All the time. You know me personally. So I'm going to keep going. I appreciate you, but I'm going to execute this. And I went to ChatGPT. I went to Gemini, and I went to Perplexity to break this down. Let me continue, right? With that being said, of E. Jean Carroll being raped in the dressing room in New York, right? When he said, I fuck with the president, he fucking with that too. He fucking with the Central Park 5 that they should have died. He's fucking with people should be kicked out of their homes for being black. He's fucking with companies not being able to be paid. He's fucking with an insurrection that happened on January 6th. He's fucking with a woman who got dead because of a car crash. So, when he said he fucks with the president, he also basically admit that, guess what? He fucks with the president. He doesn't really care about his people. And your fan base is there, Tate, right there. Since she wants to say, wait. Trying to find my finger. Where's my pen? My pen is right there. Okay, right there. Since Tate tells me to worry about myself, Tate gets some of that review, right? There are many black women, many black daughters, many black girls that get the sugar mama line, right? And see, this is why I mean by we gotta have a tough love conversation, because the conversation I'm having right now is what crisis communication team would have with Melody. I want Melody to win. But in the society we live in today, if you don't stand up for something, people will think that you're falling for anything. I don't believe that's Melody Cherie. I really don't. And that's why I'm leaving this comment up here, because Tate, let me show you what I do. It's sad that you know me, so you should know how I move with my tours, how I move with my content, and how I move with how I speak. But let me show you what I do. Even though you know me, right? Okay. Give me a moment. Right here. This is why I do Tate. And you know me, right? You see me in chats. You see me on panels. You've seen me do my own thing. Now, Leslie, hang on a second. I'm saying this with a lot of love, grace, and space to Melody. That why would you allow collaboration to continue when you know that people believe in you? Black women, black daughters, black girls. Everything that the millimeters went through with you, standing up to DV, standing up against you not being able to get it back, this, that, and the third, and everything in between. Tate, this is what I do. Let me show you the content. Since you said I need to worry about myself, sweetheart, look at the content. You know that live right there with those three boys, Tate? Since you said I need to worry about myself, there was a 12-year-old girl raped in Florida. The main young man raped her for 30 minutes. The second young man put rocks in her mouth and held her down. And the third one held her down, helped the second one hold her down until her daddy called for his baby girl. I pitch theme park concepts. I break down media news, mergers and acquisitions. I talk about black entrepreneurship. I talk about social issues. Hell, when Jimmy Kimmel was going through his freedom of speech, I talked about that. So before you ever, in your past, present, or afterlife, Tate, check me, check other people's resumes before you come to me. Because I'm sick of y'all. See, this is why I said this conversation ain't going to happen nowhere else. Because I actually gave a lot of love, grace, and space to them. And the people who really love her, who really are down for her, and who really want her to win would be saying this. But yet we get comments like this. You know what happened when people didn't listen to the president? We have what we have now, Tate, because people worried about themselves and didn't give a fuck, shit, or damn about other people. I still love you, Tate, with love, grace, and space in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. in everything that is happiness, that is joyful, and that can be good for you. I still love you. We're just having a disagreement right now. But what I'm not going to ever disagree with, what I'm never going to move away from, and what I will never apologize for is giving a fuck about other people. Let's keep scrolling content since Tay-T said I need to worry about myself. Let's keep scrolling content. As you can see, I'm still scrolling. Nope. No. I'm not. Nope. Peace, love, and light. I am not trying to do that at all. No, I'm not. I am not. Just know that I am not. I am not doing that. That's what we're not going to do. That's what we're not going to do. I am having a very civil, understandable, and very level-headed conversation. That we live in a society right now that doesn't want us virtually or physically. And I'm saying this to Mel because this could be an issue. I don't want Mel to fail. Never have. I think y'all tend to forget the 8-hour lives I did. I think y'all tend to forget how many times I was on panels defending Melody. I think y'all forget that I've always been on the side of right. But when you have Nick Cannon saying that, that's who you should be upset with. You should be upset with Nick Cannon for him saying that, not recognizing that partnership that he has, that could damage her brand. That's the real tea. But you know what? Let me just showcase what it is. And I am so good with this live because I know I'm coming from a very good place. I even said to Leslie Williams, you do not have to not support Melody. Never said that. Never said that. Never have said that. Never will say that. Child, I work at a grocery store. And yes, they're white owned. And yes, they voted for Trump, I'm sure. But guess what? In the same token, I don't stand for that stuff. And that's why I'm saying here, Tay-T, I know Melody doesn't stand for that stuff. But we also know how the other side works, correct? We know that they will hate Mel, drag her, and flame her to any shape, form, or fashion just to see her lose, right? We know the hell that she's been through in court. So if anything, I'm trying to let Melody know just to pay attention. That's it. That's all. Not trying to disparage her brand, not trying to tarnish her brand. Peace, love, and life. Peace, love, and light. I'm going to tell you a story. One of the best stories that ever came out of that 7th Avenue Live on TikTok was when Branch International talked about her skin condition. And she cried on that live with Melody. and everybody rallied around her. That's the melody I know. That's the melody you know. That's the melody that can change the world. There's plenty of other stories about melody has helped people behind the scenes. Property preservation. It's plenty of people that have made their own entrepreneurial businesses. She's got a great highway to drive on, but I want her to win too. And sometimes when somebody wins is saying what needs to be said. But you know what? Let me just showcase some evidence. Because obviously, my tone, my tenor, and my fervor is not being heard because you guys are hearing what you want to hear. Okay? Because here's the thing. In business, when something like this happens, it does affect partnerships and relationships and how things move in terms of who invests in you. This is a bigger lesson here. And y'all, I'm so good. I really am. I really am. I am. I'm so good. Because I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. People were going to feel the way that they were going to feel. And child, it's fine. It's really fine. So let me show you some facts. I got ChatGPT, I got Google Gemini, I got Perplexity. Right here. This situation is delicate and multi-layered. Let's break it down across the 5 dimensions you mentioned. Brand, cultural, social, cultural, economic, and reputational. I'll consider both direct and indirect impacts. This is a game plan for Melody to win. Y'all may see it that way, okay? But let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. You had a family member that said, I uck with this, right? But the person they uck with is hurting your child's way to get education. That's hurting your grandmother's way to get Section 8 housing. That's hurting somebody's way to be able to get financial capital. That's hurting somebody to get food stamps, right? Would you have the same energy for your family member that's in a position of power? That's where I'm going with this. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And by the way, I've never have said don't support Mel. Not one time. Not one time. Not one time. I said to Leslie Williams, she can still support Melody because Melody is bigger than all of this. And from the responses that y'all are giving me, it seems like if y'all were in Hollywood, y'all would not listen to a crisis communication team. It seems like to me that if y'all were in this situation, y'all wouldn't listen to y'all family and friends. It seems like it to me that if your community said, hey, listen, just pulling you by the coattail. Hey, see the situation. It look dangerous for you. I want you to win. Just some advice. It seems like to y'all, it is going to get somebody. Let's keep going. Brand impact, risk, 7th Avenue Beauty, Melody Cherie Rogers are associated with high-end, exclusive, and culturally conscious beauty products. Public alignment with Nick Cannon after statements tying the Democratic Party to the Triple K and expressing support for 47 could create cognitive dissonance among consumers who expect the brand to reflect inclusivity or neutrality. Let's keep going. The effect, the brand can be perceived as politically or socially aligned with controversial views, even if indirectly. That's what, Tay-T, you see that? Even if indirectly. No, 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 no. Peace, love, and light. Let me tell you something. Hey, Justine Bow, welcome in. Let me tell you something about me, right? I don't have to clickbait or rage bait to get anything over here. I got to 1 million views on my own covering a lot of other stuff. Covered the Diddy trial, Tyler Perry, Jonathan Majors, covered the Netflix news, right? When that Netflix deal broke out with Warner Bros. Discovery, I covered a lot of other stuff. Believe you me, I'm good on my own. Everything that I've ever done on this channel right here, it's been for me. There's lives where I've done a Disney live. Not a lot of people been at it, but I did because I wanted to. I'm not defined by a person, place, or thing. And guess what? When you say things like that, do you know that Fox might have to have a conversation with him about the Masked Singer because he said that? MTV and Wild 'N Out, they may have to have a conversation with him about that. These are ties to networks and companies and other entities, right? We've seen that before with other companies, okay? So believe me, I have never, not one time, ever said anything bad about Melody. Not one time. Not one time. Not one time. Not one time. Even ChatGPT says, even if indirectly, because you saw how many people jumped on Chili and then T-Boz days later in an unearthed audio recording said, and I quote, my team member voted for him. And now a tour might be down the tubes because of who Chili aligned with. Right? I think y'all are really triggered because I know who I am. I can stand 10 toes down for myself. And because I have created a relationship with my audience, they know anytime that I go on tour, it is never to hurt anybody. It's only to help. Only to help. Only to help. Only to help. Let me give you a bigger example. Since you think I'm being selective. You know that lawsuit Brittany Edie put out with Kenya Moore and Revenge P and everything else? And you know how Bravo didn't allow Britt Edie to see the footage, right? That damaged Brittany Edie reputationally. Her insurance business, any other businesses she was trying to do, she could not go outside for months because of what Kenya Moore did. And Kenya Moore put Bravo in a situation that could jeopardize the network. And guess what? Braylon Lee covered that too. Isn't it amazing how when I bring up other examples of things that I have covered, other things that relate to this, y'all are being silent right now because y'all know my character. You know the soul I have. You know the frequency of how I give, invest, and connect. I don't play about my people. I don't. And not to mention, too, I don't know if you heard, but Amber Rose said that white people should be able to say the N-word. I don't want Melody's kids to hear that. I don't want somebody to say the N-word to Melody. I don't want somebody to say the N-word to Canavis or to Miss Deborah, 69 and fine, 70 and fine now. I don't want somebody to say the N-word to Sean and her daughter and her son. I don't want the supporters of that fucking bastard that should have never been elected to have the carte blanche do what they want to do to anybody. Because Dr. Heavily said when Alex Preddy got powed, he was a white man and died. So this is bigger than that. And obviously, nothing I'm saying right now is really resonating because y'all are feeling a way about it. But I'm giving context, conjecture, and connection that this, like I said, indirectly, right? Because when people in our culture jump on something, there is no love, grace, and space. I set up the argument for over an hour before I got to this point, just to showcase the magnitude, the weight, and the gravity of that. Guess what? Melody should win. And I think it's disrespectful to have Nick Cannon say what he said when he has a partnership with Mel. Because let me go back to a statement that Melody said. I'm defined by what I'm building, and I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building, and I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building, and I'm just getting started. Other companies could look at this and be like, oh, you know what? No, we don't want to connect to that. So now what she's getting started is flamed out. What she's building is stopped. She's trying to leave a legacy for her children, her children's children. That's why I did this live. To be able to just say that, hey, you can do what you want to do. That does not mean you're connected to it. That does not mean you're connected to it. That does not mean you are connected to it. But this could have a weight to your brand. Oh, absolutely. Without question. Without question. Without question. Mel is a God-fearing person who has been covered by his armor, so I'm sure she's not in fear that God has kept her and keeps her. God got her. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. Peace, love, and light. We're here. We're here. Do you see how I'm going to still bring up all those points from all those AI platforms so y'all can see the full picture, but I'm taking time out right now to speak to you in this fashion because guess what? If I didn't care about what you had to say, peace, love, and light, if I didn't care about what Tay-T had to say, I wouldn't be taking this much time out to let you know I'm coming in love, grace, and space. Do you understand me? That's how much I fuck with y'all. Okay? I can't tell you how many Black-owned businesses I've promoted. I can't tell you how many Black issues I have covered. I cannot tell you the weight of how much good is out there. And when I first started YouTube, we're going to have this conversation right now. When I first started YouTube, I didn't know who I was going to be, what I was going to become, and what the platform was going to be. And virtual tour was just an idea of, hang on. This car right here. I was like, what could this car virtually go to? Are there pit stops that get passed over because it doesn't look the best? Are there destinations that get the most attention because of how noisy people talk about it? But what about the silos that don't get heard? That is the foundation of this channel, this platform, and this show. My first live, I said that this is the after show for the culture, of the culture, by the culture. My first show, I talked about other stuff too. I've always talked about other stuff. Mel will just be fine. Mel's the blueprint at pivoting. Absolutely. Without question. I want y'all to know I'm with y'all. Hell. On top of all that, did y'all forget all the after shows I did? After modding for 8 hours, I came on this channel to do an after show for y'all because y'all deserved it. The women I have met virtually, some of the most kindest, realest, and sincere women I have met. Now, yes, I did stand up for myself, but also too, that don't mean I hate all of y'all either. You know, something that my mama and dad said to me, I'm sure your mama and dad said this to you too. I'd rather get to you before the world handles you, because when the world handles you, it doesn't give a damn fuck or ish. This is me saying to Mel, hey Mel, I still love you. I want you to win. This could be a problem. That's all I'm doing. And even as you're pivoting, you need to know the problems that could hurt you in your pivot. Let me say it 2 more times. Even as you are pivoting, you need to know the problems and obstacles that can hinder you from pivoting. Even though you are pivoting, you need to know the problems and obstacles that could hinder you from pivoting. Do y'all understand me? Like I said, if I didn't care about making sure that it was clear as day, as clear as the brightest sun can shine bright and blind all our eyes, and as clear and bright as the moon can shine, that I am saying this from a love, grace, space place, I don't know what else to tell y'all. And she does. She does. She does. I'm saying this as a help to her, not a hindrance. Y'all should know me by now, right? Let me ask y'all something. If your family member, let's just say anyone of y'all were in power. If your family member came to you and said, hey, listen, I did some research. There's this thing that could be a problem. Would you shut the fuck up? You hang on me. You try to tarnish my brand. You try to disparage it. You know the 3 questions that Oprah has said many times before? Who is this person? How long have they been in my life? And what's the consistency of their energy? You'd be like, okay, wait a minute. Now this is a family member. They've been in my life for this long. And what's the frequency of our engagement? If it's yes, you'll be like, okay, you know what? Let me stop. Let me breathe and let me be still for a minute. Because maybe you might be saying something that can help me. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to agree with everything. But as I said to my sister, and I will stand 10 toes down on this, when people love you, they say something. If people don't love you, they will not say anything to you. And that's when you should be worried. Okay? So are we good here? Just know I don't hate Melody. I really don't. She gave me a chance when that fucking bastard that should have been swallowed by his mother did all that hell to her. Do we not remember that? She chose me to be a mod. I was humbled by that because she had every fucking right to say, I don't want Mel Let me flip that verse rewind back. Melka said, I don't want any men in my arms after what happened. Did I say that to me directly? I'm going to be real with you. No, I haven't. I'm going to be real with you. You ask me a question, I'm giving you an answer. No, I haven't. And do you know why? Because I don't know how she will take it. Because the first time I tried to do that and let her know that somebody was going to go to Melody and to say to her that I shouldn't be a mod for her anymore, I let her know that the first time. And she said, hey, listen, I don't know where this is coming from, but I need you to step down. That's being real. Y'all know I don't fake anything to have y'all as subscribers or to have a platform. Like I said, if I didn't care about this right now, I wouldn't take this much time out to put peace in the valley. Like I said, I knew this wasn't going to happen on any other platform. But you know the blessing of it being on this platform? I know that Melody has a good heart. I know that Melody may not do everything right, but she's trying her best. There was a point in time where she had to log off of social media because of the other side and what they did. When you don't tackle hate, it wins the Super Bowl. When you don't tackle hate, it wins the Super Bowl. When you don't tackle hate, hate wins the Super Bowl. It just felt like you were being a little shady. That's how I came across some of the subliminal vibes. If that's the case, I'm sorry. That was not the case at all. That was not the case at all. If anything, I was showcasing how as a culture, when people think what they think, there's none of this, right? Let's keep it a buck. And peace, love, and light. If I was really being shady, would a person that is being a little shady take this much time out, right, to discuss this? Let's keep it a buck. Because shady people will say the shade and move on. We're at 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 44 seconds to let y'all know I'm coming from this in a very media, cultural, and relational point of view. Because y'all believe in her, y'all love her, and y'all love her the long way. No, I am apologizing. I did a joke today at my job, right? It was over a cookie. I said to one friend, so you mean to tell me you a black person that don't have privileges, tell me I was being disrespectful, and then a brother who was of the Caucasian persuasion, I said, you having privilege, tell me I'm being disrespectful? He felt away. You know what I did? Hey, bro, I'm sorry. I was raised to do the right thing and say sorry. Now, do I have to say sorry? Actually, no, I don't. But my mama has always said, P may not remember what you say, but that's a lie, mama. I was about to say damn, but that's a lie. Because as we can clearly see. But to my mom's point, from Dr. Maya Angelou from Sampson, Arkansas, P may not remember what you say, may not remember what you do, but they'll always remember how you make them feel. I am apologizing because not only is it the right thing to do, for one, number two, I always have said this, actions are how people know you, and how you carry yourself is how people will remember you. But third of all, if you're going to say something, make sure it has the context, conjecture, and connection that it has a weight of purposeful understanding that you're trying to come from a good place. Because let's be real, Peace, Love, and Light. How many other content creators on YouTube and on social media do you know that they will say shady shit and they will not spend this much time to talk about and strain things out? Let me know. Because I'm still going to go over my points with the AI platforms. I might have to push my other live to 9 o'clock. Just to make sure that this space right here is good. I'll wait for y'all responses. If I was really that shady, if I really didn't care, and if I really want to be that much of an asshole, well, I spend this much time making sure that you, Peace, Love, and Light, that Tay-T, Inez felt seen, heard, and embraced to know that it's all good over here. No, hang on, Peace, Love, and Light. I just want to make sure we're good, right? Because I listen, once this live is over, I don't want to hear it on any other channel that Braylon didn't give me the time, this love, grace, and space to clear things up. I just want to make sure we're good. Because I'm always accountable for what I do. Sometimes I come off to the right sometimes. But I always try to move forward. And believe me, can I let you know something else? Do you know who would have enjoyed this happening? AL. So we're not going to say that part out loud. We're not going to say that part out loud. We're not going to say that part out loud. Because if this was happening to Melody, AL would not be taking this much time, energy, and commitment to strain things out. He would not. And we all know that. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. Okay. I just want to make sure, are we all good here? Because I want to make sure our minds, hearts, and souls are clear that Braylon Lee is not going against Melody here with this live. He's not trying to tarnish 7th Avenue Beauty. He's not trying to destroy the legacy. All he's saying is, hey, listen. There could be a potential problem over here. Not saying it's a problem, but that it could be. Can we all agree on that? Because like I said, if I didn't care, I would not take this much time out. Let's keep it a buck. Because I think y'all know me by now from my tours. Because usually on my tours, I say what I say in relation to the context, conjecture, and connection of the destination roadmap, and then I move on. But I understand that this destination, it carries weight, it carries a different strength, it carries a different miles per hour. And because I recognize that, because I see that, because I feel that, I'm doing what needs to be done and making sure that we're good here. I'll wait for some of y'all responses to make sure that we're good. And then I'm going to move to my points from the 3 AI platforms. And then I'm going to do the Daily Boulevard, get my final thoughts, and then we're out. I'm going to wait for y'all responses. I want to make sure that we're good. I'm just looking at some. Y'all give me a moment. Like I said, I just want to make sure we're good before we continue. I'm gonna give it to 150 just to give at least one message that we're good here, because I want to make sure that there is no misunderstandings. I want to make sure there's no disrespect being thrown, and I want to make sure that this space is closed with an understanding that this live stream is all about helping, supporting, and just saying, hey, could be a problem. So I'm gonna wait till 150. If nobody says anything to 150, then I'm gonna move on to my points from the AI platforms. Like I said, we're live on tour, y'all. Like I said, I knew that this tour was going to shake the table. I knew it would. But that's why I wanted to do it. Just say, hey, listen. It could be a problem here. And in the words of Oprah, there's a pebble, there's a brick, there's a boulder. Sometimes you need to listen to the pebble. That's all I'm doing. That's it. That's all I'm doing. That's it. That's all kaput. So, like I said, I'm going to wait till 150 to make sure we're good with y'all. And then I'm going to move on to my points. So when 150 comes up, then I'll move on. Oh, God. Like I said, I'm waiting till 150 to make sure that we're good here in the live chat. So just making sure we're good. Once we get to 150, then I'll move on. Like I said, I'm taking this much time out because, sincerely, I want to talk about this from a cultural, relational, media point of view. Because this is a huge lesson in business, right? So that's the way I came from it. It was never to hurt. It was never to hinder. It was never to cause hell. Y'all know I cause hell to people who actually deserve it. Okay, let's get that straight. So, two more minutes and then I'm gonna move on. So I just want to make sure we're good in the live chat with my intentions. And then we're good. Well, I'm going to be good because I gave enough love, grace, and space for anybody in the chat. Say, hey, Bray, we're good. We understand. You're good. Good damn. Good damn, good damn, good damn, good damn. Last minute before I move on. Twenty more seconds. Okay, that's 150, 1 hour, 50 minutes. Nobody responded. So I'm going to assume that we're good. Okay, go back to my points here. Okay. This risks alienating a portion of the core audience, especially if their buying decisions are influenced by social values. Severity, medium to high, depending on the audience's political and cultural leanings. Luxury and niche beauty consumers tend to be socially aware and vocal. Social impact, right? Now, this is the breakdown of what could happen. Not saying this is going to happen. Okay, just want that to be utterly clear that this is not going to happen. I'm just saying this could be a problem. And I'm trying to be purposeful in utilizing information to help, not hinder. To help, not hinder. To help, not hinder. Risk, social media amplification will likely be the first and loudest vector. Platforms like Twitter and X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, beauty communities could frame the collaboration or endorsement or complicity as endorsement or complicity. Like I said, Melody does not co-sign of that. I'm just saying that this could be a possibility. Affect potential for viral backlash, boycotts, or calls for cancellation. Conversely, some segments could support the move if they align with Can's political stance. There are Black people who support the president. I don't believe that's a part of 7th Avenue. I'm just seeing the forest through the trees, okay? Severity, high social media reaction can escalate quickly and influence mainstream press narratives. Risk, cultural impact risk. Nick Cannon's comments are tied to racially and politically charged topics. Cultural gatekeepers in media, entertainment, beauty, journalism may critique or question the brand's ethical positioning. Effect could create tension within the African American community. Other minority groups or socially progressive beauty communities who may for the collaboration conflicts with principles of equity and anti-racism. Severity, medium to high cultural perception matters a lot in beauty, where alignment with social values strengthens loyalty. Economic impact. Risk, directly collaborating may affect sales. Negative perception could lead to reduced purchases from existing local customers, lost potential partnerships with retailers or influencers, media coverage that harms market positioning. On the flip side, Cannon has a strong fan base that could boost short-term sales among support segments. Severity, medium, long-term economic damage depends on whether the backlash persists beyond the initial news cycle. Reputational impact. Risk, reputation could suffer from industry peers, investors, and consumers. Associations with polarizing statements often linger longer than initial sales impact. Effect could hinder future collaborations, celebrity endorsements, or high-profile product launches. Also, investors or board members may scrutinize decision-making around partnerships. Severity, high reputational damage is often more lasting than short-term financial effects. Mitigating factors. Excuse me. Clarification, Melody Cherie Rogers, 7th Avenue Beauty could issue a statement clarifying that the collaboration is about the product line and not an endorsement of political views. There it is, right there. Right there. Let me go back to a comment. These 11 Lights said this, but the clarification could help, okay? Audience target. The Midnight's collection target market allows for Can's support if audience economic impact might be neutral or even positive. Controlled narrative. Framing the collaboration as a creative or cultural project rather than political climate can help reduce backlash. Summary assessment. Dimension brand risk level medium. High likely outcome perception political alignment could conflict with brand values. Social high risk level. Likely social media backlash, polarized discussions. Cultural medium high potential criticism from communities emphasizing racial justice. Economic medium fan sales may dip among some consumers, but Can's fan base could offset. Reputational high long-term trust and credibility could be impacted in industry circles. Bottom line, continuing the collaboration without proactive messaging or careful framing could be damaging, especially reputationally, socially, economically. It's a mixed bag. Some short-term gains could come from Can's audience, but brand equity and loyalty could take a longer-term hit. That's from ChatGPT. Okay. Let's move over to Google Gemini. The recent controversy involving Nick Cannon's political statements creates a complex reputational minefield for Melody Cherie Rogers and her brand 7th Avenue Beauty, given the brand's identity as a champion of Black-owned creative excellence, aligned with a figure who makes highly polarizing claims about the Black community, historical and political relationship with the Democrat Party, carries significant risks. Here are analysis of the potential damage across 5 key areas. Brand integrity and identity. 7th Avenue Beauty is built on authenticity and grandmother's kitchen wisdom. Its value proposition is deeply rooted in Black culture and heritage. The Conflict of Midnight collection is marketed as a bridge between Southern heritage and West Coast cool, by Cannon making statements that many view as historically revisionist or politically divisive, labeling the Democrat Party as the party of the Triple K. The collaboration risks shifting from a celebration of roots to a lightning rod for political debate. Let me read that 2 more times. The collaboration shifts from a celebration of roots to a lightning rod for political debate. Not saying this is going to happen. This is what brand managers and crisis communication teams do. This is why I'm framing it from a media point of view. And I knew that this conversation was going to be hard. I knew it would. But the fact that it is hard goes to show that there's got to be something sweet in the Kool-Aid to say, hey, this could be a problem. Not saying it's going to be. And I don't want to hear a damn shit or ish. What I always say, I don't want to hear damn and or ish about that causes. I don't want to hear that shit, because I framed it for a full hour before getting to this point right here. That Melody is rising and who you connect to. Even if it's, because this is the thing, right? Like I said with Chili, she said what she said, but evidence showed later, right? I'm not saying that's going to happen with Melody. I'm not. But Nick Cannon has a cultural bag that could affect other people's bags. You understand? Nick Cannon has a bag that could affect other bags. Nick Cannon has a bag that could affect other bags, right? The collaboration risks shifting from a celebration of roots to a lightning rod for political debate. The collaboration risks shifting from a celebration of roots to a lightning rod for political debate. The damage: if the brand is seen as endorsing these views by proxy, it could lose its safe space status for its core consumer base. Number 2, social and community backlash. The beauty industry, particularly within the Black community, is highly social and community driven. And not to mention too, y'all know the 7th Avenue foundation and how Melody does, good stuff in the neighborhood. That could impact that too. And Melody does good work. People deserve that good energy. And honestly, tell you the truth, if I was working with any celebrity, I would be saying the same thing with them. I would. Absolutely. Okay? Let's continue. Or even if it was not even somebody famous, but somebody who has weight in the culture, or even one of my friends. If one of my friends was linking up with another friend that was saying things that could damage their organization or what they're trying to build, I would call them out too. It seems like just saying, hey, it could be a problem is a problem. But hey, let's continue. Cancer cultural risk. Brands like Bud Light and Glosser have been shown that political polarization can lead to swift boycotts. Nick Cannon has a history of controversial remarks. Example, his 2020 anti-Semitic comments, and while he atoned, then a repeat of inflammatory rhetoric makes him a high beta partner, ones who social volatility can instantly transfer to Melody Cherie. Let me say that line 2 more times. A repeat of inflammatory rhetoric makes him a high beta partner, one whose social volatility can instantly transfer to Melody Cherie. A repeat of inflammatory rhetoric makes him a high beta partner, one whose social volatility can instantly transfer to Melody Cherie. The narrative: social media discord could pivot from Melody the mogul to Melody the enabler. Not saying that's going to happen. Okay, not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying this could be a problem, just to be aware. That's why framing, that's why context, that's why containers matter. Forcing her to spend her PR capital defending the partnership rather than selling the products. Cultural misalignment, the target demographic, the core Arms for Love of Marriage, Huntsville, and 7th Avenue B often aligns with traditional, moderate, leaning social societal values, but it is historically sensitive to rhetoric regarding the KKK and civil rights. The KKK label, the triple K label, using heavy imagery and political context is culturally loud. If the collaboration continues without a distancing statement, the brand risks being culturally misaligned with the very people it aims to uplift. Ain't that what I said earlier? The brand risks being culturally misaligned with the very people it aims to uplift. The brand risks being culturally misaligned with the very people it tries to uplift. This is real. I am so sorry to say that to y'all. But when Nick Cannon said what he said, this is why it's so important. Y'all remember how Nicki Minaj said what she said? And her fans fell away quickly. Everything else fell away quickly. Nobody was advising Nicki on stop. Okay? And she's just going about. Now, Melody ain't Nicki, okay? Melody got way more intelligence. She got way more of a atonement and way more of a discernment than Nicki Minaj. But that don't mean people will not jump on this. Okay? Say that one more time. The brand risks being culturally misaligned with the very people it aims to uplift. Economic impact, direct sales. Research shows that 75% of consumers are willing to part ways with a brand over value conflicts. A boycott could lead to a sharp decline in sales from the Midnight Collection, specifically potentially leading to excess inventory and lost revenue. Retail and distribution. If 7th Avenue aims for large-scale retail placement like Sephora or Ulta, those clean corporate environments often shy away from brands embroiled in active political controversy to avoid alienating their own broad consumer bases. And y'all should know about this because of how every company has had to get rid of DEI. Did we not remember the Target boycott? Or is that too far gone from our memory? Are we forgetting the Target boycott? Are we forgetting the Target boycott? So when people were standing up for Target and saying how they don't feel seen, heard, and embraced, that mattered, right? But to just say, hey, this could be a problem is a problem. I'm going to say that logic 2 more times here. Y'all let me know if it's fucked up or not. With customers not being seen, heard, and embraced in Target, and a boycott that lasted over, 2 years or so? Has worked. But saying it could be a problem for somebody else and trying to help them by letting them know the pitfalls directly and indirectly is a problem. Once again, a Target boycott where they took away DEI. A lot of companies took away DEI. A lot of companies have been suffering because they took away DEI. And now you have somebody who said what they said that could affect somebody who is for DEI. Do y'all see the connection that I'm trying to make here? In the words of many old school pastors and bishops and ministers, I'm not trying to take something from y'all. I'm trying to give something to y'all so y'all can be aware. Information is a powerful tool and a dangerous weapon. Let's keep going. 7th Avenue B aims for large-scale placement like Sephora or Ulta. Those clean corporate environments often shy away from brands embroiled in an active political controversy to avoid alienating their own broad consumer bases. Reputational longevity. Melody Cherie Rogers has successfully transitioned from a reality star to a serious entrepreneur. Y'all want to get mad at me though. Y'all want to get mad at me, but y'all want to get mad at me though. The guilt by association effect. I said all this before I even read this part. In the world of high-level branding, a partner's reputation is your reputation. Let me read that 2 more times. In the world of high-level branding, a partner's reputation is your reputation. In the world of high-level branding, a partner's reputation is your reputation. Continued association with can during a period of high political vitriol could. Let me zoom in on it. Could. Not saying it's going to. Gemini did not say this is going to happen. Google Gemini say could. C-O-U-L-D, could label Melody as unpredictable, even though we know she's not. To future corporate partners or investors, potentially capping the growth of her empire. Let's go back to that statement. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building. I'm just getting started. Potentially capping the growth of her empire. Potentially capping the growth of her empire. Potentially capping the growth of her empire. Comparison of potential outcomes. Factor if collaboration continues silently. If collaboration is paused and addressed. So factor, if collaboration continues silently, is this column right here on the left. If collaboration is paused and addressed on the right. So loyalty, from if collaboration continues silently, risk alienating the core democratic leaning base. Now, listen, this is what Google Gemini is saying, but follow the red bouncing ball. If collaboration is paused and addressed, retains brand neutrality and integrity. Publicity. If collaboration continues silently, negative, high negative virality, potential boycotts. If collaboration is paused and addressed, control PR focus remains on products. Market value. If collaboration continues silently, potential loss in brand equity and trust. If collaboration is paused and addressed, protects the long-term status of the brand. Here it is here. Try to zoom out a little more. As you can see, blog posts, review sites, forum, press releases, comparative websites, social media. It is a whole circle. Online reputation management. Online reputation management. Online reputation management. Let's continue. You see this here. Nick Cannon fired after controversial comments. Got fired from America's Got Talent. Would you like for me? Yes, let's do that. Let's see what the statement would be. Give me a moment, y'all. Right here. So this is, right, a potential PR draft depending on the desired level of distancing. Option 1, values first pivot, which is probably going to be the one that Melody will do. Best of Melody wants to keep the collection active, but create clear daylight between the brand's values and Nick's personal politics. For immediate release, for statement from 7th Avenue B regarding the Midnight Collection. Huntsville, Alabama. 7th Avenue B was founded on the principles of heritage, healing, and the celebration of Black excellence. Our mission has always been to provide a space where our community feels seen, respected, and uplifted. While we value the creative synergy that birthed the Midnight Collection, it is important to clarify that 7th Avenue B remains a nonpartisan entity. The personal political views expressed by our collaborators and theirs alone do not represent the values, history, or political sense of our founder, Melody Cherie, or the 7th Avenue brand. Our focus remains steadfast, delivering premium natural skincare rooted in the wisdom of our ancestors. We are committed to fostering unity and progress within our community. Above all else, the 7th Avenue Beauty team. Right. Option 2, empowerment defense, direct and protective. By the way, the male mirrors are bigger than Love and Marriage Huntsville fan base, so we can just fuck that over. They can lay their roll over and take it. Okay. Official statement from Melody Cherie, founder of 7th Avenue B. I've built 7th Avenue B from the ground up to be a sanctuary for our culture. My life's work is dedicated to empowering Black women and families through entrepreneurship and authentic storytelling. I'm aware of the recent controversy surrounding my collaborator Nick Cannon. While I reserve the right to free speech, I want to be clear. 7th Avenue B stands for truth of our history and the protection of our community's progress. We do not subscribe to rhetoric that diminishes the gravity of our shared struggle or the organizations that have historically fought for our rights. We are currently evaluating our upcoming partnership roadmap to ensure every collaboration aligns 100% with the spirit of the globe, which is about empower rather than not looking back in division. Option 3, quiet sunset, strategic short, best for a social media story or caption to address the elephant in the room without a formal press release. Note to our SAB family, we hear you, we see you rather, we hear you, and we value your feedback. 7th Avenue is and will always be for the culture. The Midnight Collection was created to celebrate the intersection of Southern and West Coast roots. However, 7th Avenue B does not align with or endorse any political statements made by outside partners. Our brand belongs to you, our customers. We are committed to maintaining a space that honors our history and our future. Stay glowing, stay grounded. Recommended PR strategy, the PR sandwich. If you were advising Melody, the most effective move would be release option 3, which is this option right here, the quiet sunset, strategic / short, on Instagram or TikTok to quench the fire immediately. Quietly move the Midnight Collection to a last chance / clearance section of the website. Number 3, launch a new Melody solo product, like a new Send the Limit collection, to shift the media narrative back on her individual success as a mogul. Somebody was really shady, they would not be providing solutions to help somebody. Like, for real. Let's continue. Last one. So, ChatGPT, Google Gemini. This one's from Perplexity AI. Right here. It could be meaningfully damaging, but the size of the hit depends on how publicly Melody Cherie Rogers, 7th Avenue B, stay attached to Nick Cannon after this comment cycle, because the collaboration is already tied to his name. And continued promotion can create brand association problem where customers read the partnership as an endorsement of his politics, not just his product role. Brand risk. If Melody keeps the collaboration active, if the biggest immediate risk is audience polarization. Some customers will not care, but others may see Nick Cannon's Democrats are the party of the Triple K and I up with 487 remarks as inflammatory. Then project that controversy onto 7th Avenue Beauty by association. That could weaken brand clarity and make the company look less like a beauty brand and more like a celebrity controversy platform. On social risk. On social media, the risk is amplified because controversy travels faster than product messaging. We're seeing that with Chili right now and the In Vogue tour, right? And the Salt and Pepper tour. Public reaction is already shown on the topic. Public reaction has already shown the topic is generating backlash and debate, which means every brand post, tag, or repost involving the Midnight Collection could trigger comment wars, boycott language, or defensive fan behavior. Even if the majority of the customers stay neutral, the loudest voices can dominate perception. Cultural risk. Culturally, this is the most sensitive area for Melody because 7th Avenue B appears to have benefit from visibility tied to Black-owned business promotion and mainstream recognition. If the partnership is seen validating a divisive political message. If, not that is, not that is going to, not that it will, but if the partnership is seen as validating a divisive political message, some consumers may feel the brand is undermining its own community positioning. That matters more for brands built on identity, trust, and cultural resonance rather than a generic commodity product. Economic risk. Economically, the danger is not usually an instant collapse, but a conversion loss. Fewer new buyers, weaker repeat purchases among politically opposed consumers, and reduced willingness from retailers, affiliates, and sponsors to attach themselves to the brand. If backlash grows, Melody may also face higher customer service and PR costs. Plus a temporary dip in campaign efficiency because attention shifts away from the products themselves. The more premium and personality driven the brand is, the more expensive reputational friction becomes. Finally, reputational risk. Reputationally, the damage could be moderate to severe if Melody stays silent and continues the collaboration without distancing herself. Silence can be interpreted as agreement. Silence can be interpreted as agreement. Not saying Melody is agreeing to this. Let me make myself motherfucking ass clear. Melody does not agree with Nick Cannon. As we all know, the culture rather jumps on first than be still first. The culture rather jumps on first than be still first. The culture rather jumps on first than be still first. Silence can be interpreted as agreement. While a clear statement can help frame the partnership as separate from Cannon's political views, the risk is highest among consumers who expect beauty brands to stay culturally inclusive, not partisan, especially when the controversy involves race and party history. Likely outcome of realistic read is this: short-term noticeable social backlash and negative chatter, medium-term possible customer hesitation, brand illusion, long-term actual business harm depends on whether Melody responds, pauses the collaboration, or repositions it quickly. There it is. 3 different AI platforms telling you that this could be a problem. Not saying that you are a problem, not saying you agree with this problem, that it could be a problem. I'm gonna go back to that statement that Melody made. I am defined by what I'm building, and I'm just getting started. I am defined by what I'm building, I'm just getting started. I'm defined by what I'm building, I'm just getting started. Anybody who is defined by what they're building, they're just getting started, should not be in the dark about what could impact them. Let me say it 2 more times. Anybody who is building something, just getting started, should not be in the dark about what could impact them. Anybody who is building and just getting started should not be in the dark about what could impact them, their legacy, and the potential of what they can be. That's it. That's all. Complete. Let's get to the day's mover and then head out of here. Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany, good to see you. Hi, Brent. I hope you're doing well. Since you know Melody personally, have you went to her offering your support and to define obstacles on how to navigate if something arises? I'm glad you asked that. Y'all know the person Thirsty Toxicity? She said on a live stream that she was going to go talk to Melody to tell her to not make me a mod anymore. I did that. Called Canavis, called Miss Deborah 70 and Fine. Melody got back to me and said, I don't know where this is coming from. I need you to step down. I was trying to do the right thing back then. And shout out to Don Michelle, who always has believed in me. And Don Michelle, if you know what you know, Don Michelle knows Braylon Lee's movement, vitality, and frequency of how he moves. Like I said, I know this conversation ain't gonna happen on no other platform because they don't have the capacity, capability, and comprehension of brain cells to form a brain to execute something this big, something that carries this much weight, and something that has the magnitude to stop something that has blessed so many people. And sometimes, y'all, let's be real. My parents have said it many times before. Braylon, we talk to you, you don't listen. But when someone else says something, listen. So I just kind of felt that maybe if I DM'd her, I wouldn't be able to DM her all of this because this would have been too many messages going her inbox. She would have cut it off. I think of Deborah Morgan every time for Tony Braxton's Unbreak My Heart. I'ma cut it off. I'ma cut it off. I'ma cut it off. But I would have absolutely done this. I don't know if she would have been open to receiving it from me. Because the comments I got in my live tonight was saying I'm trying to disparage her, trying to disparage her. And let me go back. I want to quote directly. Trying to disparage and tarnish Melody's brand. I need to worry about myself. Trying to do that. Clickbait and rage bait. So, Tiffany, to you, I say this to you with love, grace, and space. If I got those comments in my live chat tonight, do you think Melody may take it in the same way? That I'm trying to be an enemy to her? Or I'm trying to be a blessing to her? I spent about over an hour just talking to Inez Martin. Me and Inez are cool. Talking to Peace, Love, and Light. Talking to Tay-T for over an hour just to let them know I'm coming through in love, grace, and space. Maybe I might be different as a friend. Because if there's something going on in the background that can hurt me, I want a friend to be this way with me too. So Tiffany, I love you. I value you. And I appreciate you so much. And thank you for recognizing the totality of me and not just a moment of me. I'm going to say that 2 more times. Thank you for recognizing the totality of me and not just a moment of me. Thank you for recognizing the totality of me and not just a moment of me. I'm going to push the other live to 9 because I care about this much to stay here to make sure we're all good in the neighborhood. That's how much I'm about having integrity, having accountability, and having responsibility about myself, about us as people, about you. Guess what? Somebody who's an everyday person could be cut off from their family for supporting the president. And those connections, can you imagine what happens when you make it to a potential high level of power? And that can affect somebody else's back? That's way worse. So if it could happen to Melody, it could happen to you too, and the businesses and the entities and the spaces you're trying to create. I covered this from a media, cultural, and relational point of view. And thank you, Tiffany, for saying that out loud. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you, value, value, value. Embrace you, embrace you, embrace you. Keep being amazing, keep being amazing, keep being amazing. Amazing, rather. And thank you for listening up and not turning me off. Thank you for listening up, not turning me off. Thank you for listening. Turn me up, not turning me off. Let's get to the day over, everybody. And y'all, I'm going to be probably late to the show, but give me a moment because I got everything together. Okay, give me a moment. We're handling family business right now. Men are born to succeed, not fail. Henry David Thoreau. It's time for a day motivator for Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. Do something great. Go ahead, do something great. It's worth the time, it's worth the trouble, it's worth the risk. Figure out what's necessary, then put forth the effort. Plan the details of how you'll get it done and go to work. Take the first step, learning from what happens. Continue moving toward the goal, adjusting and innovating along the way. Make sure it's important enough to you that you keep going. Pick something challenging enough to bring out the best in you. Demonstrate yourself to others how capable, committed, persistent, and resilient you can be. Achievement is a priceless thing to experience and to observe, so give the world more of it. Each day you benefit immensely from a whole lot of people who made the choice of sacrifice to do something great. Now it's your turn to repay the favor. Ralph Morrison. Let's talk about do something great. When I think about that first opening statement, first opening sentence, it's worth the risk. You want to know something? Not everything is worth the risk if there's not something that is valuable. Not everything is worth the risk if something is not valuable. Not everything is worth the risk if it's not something valuable. You know why risk scares people? Because they don't understand the roadmap to understand why the risk should matter. I'll say it 2 more times. People don't go after risk because they don't understand the roadmap of why the risk matters. People don't go after risk because they don't understand the roadmap of why the risk should matter. Second thing, take the first step and learn from what happens. This right here was a major first step. Sad thing is, I'll be the only step of this conversation being talked about in this fashion. All I want you to do is when this stream is done, watch the whole thing for yourself and tell me if you learned anything out of it. Leave your comments below. I promise you, I'll read them. I'll respond. I do respond. Also, too, let's recognize that this live stream, this show and this tour tonight was all about showcasing what a problem could be and bringing solutions so we can learn how to move forward so we can keep having the solution like 7th Avenue Beauty and Melody Cherie Rogers. Finally, the third thing. Demonstrate to yourself and to others how capable, committed, and persistent and resilient you can be. Demonstrate to yourself and to others how capable, committed, persistent, and resilient you can be. Demonstrate to yourself and to others how capable, committed, persistent, and resilient you can be. If you want to make it to the finish line, go by yourself. But if you want to win marathons, you win together. If you want to get to the finish line, get to the finish line by yourself. But if you want to win marathons, you got to win with people. If you want to get to the finish line by yourself, you want to get to the finish line rather, go by yourself. But if you want to win marathons, you got to go with people. Give me one moment. Sorry, I'm trying to find a particular clip. Where is it? I know. Give me a moment, y'all. I'm trying to find it. It's a very particular clip. This is it right here. I know what y'all thinking. Bray just played clip. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying this thing on a good note, y'all. Okay. Sometimes, y'all, we just need to remember who we are, how far we've come, and how much more there is. If you don't know anything else, you should know a little something about this.
Hey, Queen, girl, you have done it again. You have made it through another day, despite all the challenges that come your way on a regular basis. And you look good doing it too. Every day these people will try you, but you've managed to stay grounded and remain focused on your goals and the task at hand. In fact, not only are you surviving, you're thriving. You dream it, you work hard, you grind till you own it, you twirl on those haters. There's nothing that you can't do, you won't do, so keep doing you, boo, because you're simply the best. And you don't have to get your groove back because guess what? You never lost it. Don't wait to exhale. Take a deep breath and remember that you are 100% that queen.
There's nothing else to say. Thank you, Angela Bassett. Love you. Keep being amazing. Until and she is a damn legend for sure. With that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you're 1 point special, because you are always one of us, and trust you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why it's one thing to call yourself, it's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, rise to be great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life. We're just trying to say, hey, listen. I know that sometimes families don't get along all the time. But one thing families should always agree upon is that we give love so that way they can be loved. Make sure the replay is not just for if you watch it, not just for if you listen to it, but if you want to again. I love you. I value you. I embrace you. Always remember, see love, you gotta give it. See love, you gotta give it. See love, you gotta give it. Whatever obstacles you've overcome, where successes you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you. But no one's as proud. You be proud of your damn self. Finally, y'all, I'm just gonna keep it a bug. Everybody's got the right to move exactly how they want to move. Let's make that straight. And the same token of that don't mean that they hate everybody. It used to be a point in time where the energy I had, and I do have and will continue to have, along with many other people, led to us being able to be free. Without the civil rights movement, we would still be picking cotton. I actually saw a destination from a Florida judge that said, have you ever picked cotton before? That'll set you straight. In 2026, we have to get to the point that we can love who we love. And we should be able to without repercussions, reprimand, or being casted as a toss away, as a forgotten, as a undesirable. But in the same token, be able to stand up and say, hey, this could be a problem, without looking at the person as a problem. Because at this point, are you upset with me, the messenger rather, or are you upset with the message that a problem could happen? And will you be more upset when the problem actually materializes, rather than being still, being reflective, and just for a minute breathing, and the fact that maybe if we can listen to solutions, there won't be any problems. Commercial break and fireworks are coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings on the way for you, me, all of us, society, as a people, as culture. I feel the love and send it right back to you. Bye, everybody. Love y'all. Peace.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you,
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about.